Hi, in this video we are going to cover preprocessors in C language. Basically, preprocessor is something which is not a part of a compiler. What does that mean? Basically, whenever you use hash symbol, that will represent a preprocessor, and preprocessor means that process will happen even before the compilation, that is a pre-compilation part. So at that particular time, the compiler will not be working, and whatever will happen will be taken by the time of compilation. So something which happens before the actual processing start is carried by the preprocessors. So here we have a list of all the preprocessors which can be used in a C language, like hash define, which is used for the micro. We have already covered constant things in our C programming. If you want, you can also use this hash define for containing a constant value, but in a different way, which we will discuss later. Hash include, which we are doing in any other program. Hash include stdio.h, hash include stdlib.h for including any header file into your program. So whenever your file is included, that actually means that single hash include line will be replaced by all the text which is there inside the header file. Next is undefined. If you have already defined something, you can later undefine that. If defined, if not defined, hash. Alright, if you want to go for a particular condition before the actual program starts, hash if, hash else, hash elif, hash end if. So we have already covered the if, else if, and else and then the end of condition. So the same things, if I want to do it before the actual programming starts, we can go for the hash if. For example, if I want to check on which particular system you're working, I have written a code, and maybe for different operating systems I want to use different header files for that. So if I have to check that before the actual programming starts, so I can check the system, I can check the operating system before the actual programming starts using hash if. Hash error prints the error message if there is any error. So we have some predefined preprocessors here. Now let's have a look on the implementation, how we can implement that. As for hash define, you can take this as a variable and 20 as the value of that. Just you can take like that, but it is actually not like. I'll explain the difference. Here max array length is the name of your macro, and it is containing a value 20. Then after we have hash include stdio.h, which is the header file. You can include the header file into two ways. One is through the angular brackets and another one is through the double quotes. If you are using angular brackets, that means your header file must be at the same location which is being defined by your environment. Every editor of C program has an environment where you can set the location, the default location of the header files. But if you have placed, or if you have any customized header file which you want to include in your program, then you can use double quotes along with the absolute or relative path. Now if you want to undefine, like here you can see I have defined something, some macro. If you later want to undefine that, you can just use undef. And here if not defined means there is a macro. If you have not defined that macro, then define that, so that there should not be multiple definitions of the same macro. Now there are some predefined macros as well, like underscore date, time, which will give you the current date and time, file, which will give you the information of the current file, line will tell the current line in which this particular macro is used, line number, and stdc means it will tell you the unsigned standard of the particular compiler. And here is how you can print that. So we'll discuss later when we will start the implementation. Now after that we have few more operators which we can associate with the preprocessor directives. Like first one is the macro continuation. Like if you have something which if you have some values which you want to split in multiple lines, then you can use this slash symbol for the continuation. Like here hash define, it's a macro message for AB. A and B are the parameters. So here you can see hash A and hash B, we love you. So here you can see at the first line we have the name of macro, in the second line we have the value for it. So for that I can just use slash and I can break the code in the separate line. Obviously you can write the complete thing in the same line, but if it is quite large and if it is going out of your screen, you have to scroll that. Then for the ease of reading, you can just split that in multiple lines. That's all the wish of a programmer. Next is the hash symbol, that is string guys. Even I have used it here. For what it is used for? It is used for converting the macro value to a string. Like here, if I'll pass message for, which is this macro name, Tom Jerry. So here in A, Tom, which is a string value, will go, and here B, and B, this Jerry will go. Alright, and similarly we have double hashes, the token passing operator within the macro definition that combines two arguments. So rather than discussing all these macros and preprocessor directives and these operators here, let's write a program and try to learn all the things in the implementation. So let's go and do it practically.
So here in the implementation of preprocessor directive, you can see I have started with the hash include. Usually we start our C programming code with this particular line itself, where we used to include the header files for getting the prototypes of the methods. So here you can observe, like, I have done that in two different ways. In the first way, I have enclosed the name of the header files in the double quotes, while in the another one I have put them inside the angular brackets. In both the cases, by default, the header file will be searched in the default location, depends on your environment on which you're working. But if there is any user defined header file which is possibly in some other location, in that particular case you cannot go for this angular bracket, rather you can go for the double quotations, inside which you can pass the relative or absolute path of that header file. After that, you can see I have used some other preprocessor directives as well, like if and hash, if and def, define, and def. So what is that? Basically, if you want to define some macro, so, and before that you want to check like whether that macro was existing earlier or not. So for that I have done if and def, means if not defined message. If message macro is not defined, then in that case I have defined that with this particular things. So basically what will happen, whenever you will use this message anywhere in your C program, that complete message or that complete is macro name will be replaced by this particular value. Means basically when the compiler will compile the code, it will get something like this written inside printf, because what macro does, it will just contain a value, and before the actual compilation starts, that macro name will be replaced by the value which we have set inside it. Alright, so even if we have passed the name of the macro here, but during the execution that particular thing will be replaced. Similarly here you can see I'm going to pass few parameters in the another macro called message for A and B. So here we have also used the string guys, means I'm just converting that to a string, the values, and here I'm just using the continuation operator because the name of the macro and its value are in the different places. So what I've done is there is message for, here you can see tutorials comma point. Alright, so there are two parameters A and B. In A I have assigned tutorials, in B I have assigned points. Since I have not enclosed them in the double quotes here, so I have just used the hash operator before that, so that the values will be in like string by the time it will be printed. So when I will execute this, you can see there is tutorials point, simply easy learning. Before that I have also used some predefined macros like for getting the file name, time, the line number, like this particular line is written in the line 19, so it will show 19 in the output, and the compiler version. So this is the file name, this is the time right now, this is line number 19 as I said, and the unsigned standard browser version 1. Now let's go for the one more concept here, where you can see I have defined one macro here which is having name token pastor and parameter that it will take printf token this. Alright, so you can see like this one is the value which you will pass here, but here itself what it is, that token double hash n. This is the string conversion which I have also done here, but this is something different. Basically here it will be expecting some variable of the name. For example, if I am passing it 34 here, then this n will be containing 34, and here it will be looking for a variable with the name token 34. So as you can see here, I have already defined it having the value 40. So when I'll execute that, here you can see token 34 is equal to 40. Alright, so token 34 is the printed here from as a string, but here this particular variable name would be required. If I will not define this variable, or if I will define the same variable with some other name, this will give me an error, because here I have passed 34. If I'll do 24 here itself, then it will be fine, because the variable name will be treated as token 24 which I have defined. So if I'll execute, you will again see the correct result. So this is how you can start with the basic implementation of preprocessor. Doesn't matter which preprocessor you are working with, but all the preprocessors will be processed right before the actual compilation begins.